So I'll always put things in perspective. As I know, my employer put me in this program. The reason why they can't say Roy Moore, a man that picked up kids and teenage kids from all ages, from the 14 to the older teen, is just this guy is allegations are very disgusting. But to see these people who are trying to get you to accept this false reality manipulations, because what's happening today is they force you to experience that sexual toward kids of all age, right? This program can force you to feel arousals, right? And they aim that toward children, and it's so disturbing, from the babies to the older kids. Now, this trash, which usually move around you, your neighbors or people like that, are usually the people who involve themselves. Either they move in those neighbors, or they're already there. And so I'm hearing this next door neighbor, very like almost childlike people, right? They in their fantasy, like, it's our money. It's we're different from the people who you hurt, torture children and women. We're not that. Well, they are that, and they do that, right? And that's the job they're supposed to do. And you hear these people try to sound mystic. Feels like, wait for it. That's how they try to sound. Because the reality is this: I was put in this program by this employer of mine, very influential employer. Maybe the reason why they can say Roy Moore, right? Once you're in the program, you get the nastiness that they do. They force you to get experience toward children. They do all these horrible things to you, to your body, using this weapon from DARPA. These entities that really are contracting this trash. And these bottom feeders, which is what I call them, because they're not the people really running the show, they're just employing this tormenting, right? They're just the one day in and day out, do the repetitions, do the noise campaign, do all these things that they are contracted to be doing, right? And for me, they have this facade where they try to make themselves be this strong, like feminist, and they gaslight you to try to make you accept this false reality. They don't like to be seen, because once you see them, the gaslighting effect kind of goes away, because you see them, it's like, this bottom feeders, look at this trash, right? You see them as like, obviously are contracted by some entities as governmental oriented, and you just like the bottom feeders, right? You see them exactly for what they are. And so what they continuously do is, while they're radiating you and doing horrible things to your body, is try to get you to accept. They want to break you down into accepting whatever scenario and reality they've put together. In this case, they want me to be their Roy Moore, a pedophile, right? And it obviously do this conditioning in your brain, forcing you to have dreams and things very pedophilia centric. That's their job. And I'm hearing this next door neighbor, so she tell me, I dare that we're gonna dare to frame you, meaning that we're gonna say that you did something to our kid or something like that, and then it's gonna be I dare, I'm noble, right? Obviously, they know that's just trash, right? They're people who gonna get theirs, There's nothing noble about them. They're the opposite of, the complete opposite of anything that's honorable, dignified, or noble. They're trash, as they try to call you a trash, or they call you a trash. They're the trash, because this whatever frame they're gonna do to me is something that's gonna come back to them. But it's good for them. I wish nothing but this noble life, quote unquote, that they're living for the rest of their life. And so I'm thinking about this next door neighbor. They were doing this thing where, now what's happening is, anybody they can make me think that's underage, they're gonna try to make me think like that. So when you see these young adults, as you can see that, if I saw somebody like that, they try to be like, oh, you see, how old is she? Oh, no, she's a kid, when she's an adult, right? They've done that to somebody who almost in 30, and like, yeah, she's like, they do that all the time, right? And they want you to subscribe to it. Right now, like, there's somebody dropping keys on the floors, and this is supposed to be like, oh my gosh, that's proof, drop keys, right? It's all retardation. And so there was this TikTok person. I don't know if it was TikTok, but she was doing a dance, whatever. And I saw her, and they were like, "Oh, you thought she was pretty?" It's like, "Oh, yeah, very pretty, good for her." But you looked like she's like young adult, look like one of these people over there, right? Put things in perspective. where now what's happening is anybody that can make me think that's underage, they're gonna try to make me think like that. So when you see these young adults, as you can see that, if I saw somebody like that, they try to be like, oh, you see, how old is she? Oh, no, she's a kid when she's an adult, right? They've done that to somebody who almost in 30, and like, yeah, she's like, they do that all the time, right? And they want you to subscribe to it. Right now, like, there's somebody's dropping keys on the floors, and this is supposed to be like, oh my gosh, that's proof, drop keys, right? It's all retardation. And so there was this TikTok person. I don't know if it was TikTok, but she was doing a dance, whatever. And I saw her, and they were like, "Oh, you thought she was pretty?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, very pretty, good for her." But you looked like she's like a young adult, looked like one of these people over there, right, doing their dance. But it's like, no, she's not. She's like, oh, whatever. I know you're just going to try to create this back and forth. You want me to subscribe to these things, right? Because this young adult can be passed for an underage person, right? And because I'll never actually find out, because it's something I saw for a few seconds, they're going to try to create this storyline. You see how pathetic it is? And I remember this person, they were doing this battle, right? And and I was listening to also like what happened to Roy Moore and what he did to kids and whatever. And she comes in and she walks in and looks at me and shakes her head, right? She's like, oh, because she saw the battle of the TikToker, right? I'm looking at this trash. I was like, you're such a spectrum individual. Do you think I don't understand that this is gaslighting? Because you're trash as you who are in my targeting in the sense, and manipulating my brain in these disturbing ways, forcing me to have disturbing stimulation toward children. I'm gonna look at you because you shook your head and be like, oh, I believe this story now. You who in the program who's forcing me to think about kids in these disturbing ways, forcing me to have dreams like this condition my brain in that program, you are delusional. I think they think I look at them as like normal people. I don't think they see themselves. It's so obvious. It's so comical. This trash. I know what you guys do. I know you're trying to make me accept these pedophilia things. You're looking for whatever you can either manipulate or create as some kind of proof. When in reality, you're just forcing and manipulating me to experience this. You know, there was this woman in GNC, like maybe like mid-20s, like 26 or something like that. It's like, yeah, she's a kid, high school. I was at a pub. You see the last video? At a pub. 11. Between 10:30, 11. Yeah, actually, these people left at 11:15 or so, or something like that. At a pub. At this point, they only serve alcohol. It's like, you see that? That was a kid. I was like, what? You look at the last video. I was like, what? You know, you didn't recognize it. I was like, what? These people are delusional. I won't be surprised if they make somebody appear like they're adults just to be like, oh, you see, he thought she was an adult. I was like, what? Anything they can try to create is pure retardation. To think I'll ever subscribe to this. So I know when they try to falsify reality, if I look at anybody who looks like that at this point, oh my gosh, there's going to be a real battle. Any of these people that you see, if I see them, they will create a battle. She's 17. She's a kid. Oh my gosh. I don't like. It's crazy. And so now what they're doing is like going into somewhere, going to try to make me think of somebody who's like some young adult or some sort, and try to have this back and forth. They've done that to a lot. It just non-stop. Anybody that can make me imagine them to be underage, they can do that. And a lot of them are just like young adults, and then try to do a whole how the show. I was like, my gosh. And you have people like perps, which I should just add her picture there. I think I will. You'll see her, like her, to get you to subscribe to it. Looking at you, shake her head. When in reality, what's happening today is that you are forced every day to get disturbing stimulation from babies. From little babies to like younger, from little babies to older kids, late teen kids, and even people who look like they could be still kids, even though they're adults. And you have this trash next door. It's like, oh. Now I understand it's not gonna stop what's gonna happen to me. I know who's responsible. I understand this, but I think that me speaking about it till I can't. Will make sure that these people who deluded themselves in something else will see whatever comes back to them come back to them properly. But I think they already have something coming to them. But I just want to make sure I'm vocal about it as much as I can. And to all my target individuals, do not subscribe to this falsified reality. These people work for pedophiles and force you to get, experience all kind of nastiness toward kids of all age, from the little kids to the older teens. It's disgusting. And by the way, just to confirm, is what you see there is just I went on my Tinder profile, lower the age range of like 20 to some 23 or 24 or something like that, just to give you perspective of how they manipulate me. If I looked at people around this age, this is not the age range I usually go for. I usually go for 30 to 50 something years old, but just for this moment to show how they do these things, where if I see somebody like them, what they will do, the battles in my head is they will still start doing this thing where they try to create some things. Now I know the reality of things is these people are pedophiles, and they're forcing me to get stimulated toward children, actual children of all ages. These low lives are bottom feeders.